Cue controversy in 3. My finger got stuck. Okay. Zelda is obviously within the range of the best IPs of all time, with Mario and, I don't know, maybe Pac-Man being other contenders in this category. But within the franchise, what are the best top 10 Zeldas of all time? My name is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the top 10 Zelda games as part of the franchise and what classifies as a Zelda game itself. Skyward Sword, for those of you who watch my stream, will know that I have never beaten this game. So why is it my number 10 spot? Honestly, it's more for the people who think the game is awesome, and quite frankly, for what it does to the story of the world of Zelda as a whole. I think it definitely deserves at least a spot on this list. The game came out in 2011 and it flew off the shelves, but quickly declined from there. It was overall rated highly by almost all of the major reviewers, but was more of a lukewarm reception for a lot of the fans of the classic Zelda games. Personally, I don't like how linear it is, and most retro gamers would feel the same way. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. I mean, yeah, sure it was linear, but it really revolutionized a lot of the controls in a normal Zelda game, and that's really what they wanted to do with the Wii at the time. The game was fully motion controlled, and it handled really well.
So looks like we're having a little interference here. Somebody out there using wireless? Anybody?
Yeah, on second thought, maybe not. Yeah, the biggest reason why I never played this game was because of the controls. I remember sitting down on Christmas for the first time to play this game, and I put it away in 15 minutes. I maybe picked it up a couple times, but that's really it. Overall, the game's okay. I mean, if they decide to fix the controls, put it on the Switch, put it in HD, I'll definitely get it and give it a try, but honestly, with how the controls are, I don't think so. Oh boy, the Minish Cap. The Minish Cap was, and still is, my favorite exclusive handheld Zelda game. Sorry, Ocarina of Time 3D. They're either too gimmicky, too obscure, or I just couldn't get into them because the adventure seemed too big for older handhelds. Or it had some weird, crazy rental mechanic that drives me crazy! So the one I got into was the Minish Cap. It reminded me of a certain Zelda game from one of my favorite consoles of all time. It is the first game after the entire Hyrule Kingdom is established. It's pretty cool how well Capcom handled this game. Wait, Capcom? Yeah, Capcom. You know, the Street Fighter, Mega Man, Resident Evil company. You would think they would have made it into a tournament fighter or a platformer. But no! This game is great. It got great reviews and was the 7th best-selling game in 2005. What? This is a handheld adventure game. This is going up against Resident Evil 4, Shadow of the Colossus, Tekken 5, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This was the PlayStation 2 and even early Xbox 360. What is going on, Nintendo? How do you do it? Oh yeah, just say Zelda. That works. But still, it's a handheld. A very well designed, perfectly controlled, and paced extremely well. But still a handheld game, and for a handheld game, this is definitely worthy of my top 9 spot. Ah yes, Wind Waker. The biggest controversy in the Zelda franchise. Do you prefer the cel-shaded graphics or the realistic ones? Wait, Breath of the Wild is cel-shaded? What the f*** is anything anymore? But anyways, yeah, apparently the game is so good it needed an HD update. Do I think it deserved it? I guess. It was definitely a great Zelda game, though. Originally released in North America in 2003, it definitely was an awesome addition to the Zelda franchise. They tried to make it a more open world that you can explore, and the storyline was actually really cool. Flooding an entire world as a last-ditch effort to rid the world of a giant demon creature is actually really cool. Overall, we're not going to spend too much time on this one. The HD remake came out 10 years later than the original, and it actually really changed my opinion about the game. The HD graphics were amazing, and it actually made me realize that even if it is cartoony, it can still look really good. and overall the game is really breathtaking. Cue controversy in 3, 2, 1. Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, it is a Zelda game. Who cares if it's canon to the storyline and timeline? Who cares if it's not an adventure game? Would you consider Pokemon Snap a Pokemon game? Hyrule Warriors was released on 3 different consoles, all 2 years apart from each other. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oh yeah. Hyrule Warriors was released on 3DS. The Dynasty Warriors hack and slash style of gameplay worked excellent with Hyrule Warriors. It received about C to B ratings overall. Yeah, okay, let's just ignore that one. I really love this game though. You know, it's nice to just kind of get away from the traditional style of Zelda and just kill thousands upon thousands of enemies. Yeah, it's kind of like Smash Bros, I guess. Nah. The Definitive Edition was definitely unnecessary, but it's nice to be able to play on the go and wherever I wanted. I forgot about that. I put that in there. Oh yeah. I forgot about the 3DS again. The 3DS port is not one I like. It always seems way too difficult to get enough kills to meet the A requirement quota. It can't handle that many NPCs on the screen at once, so you're always fighting the game to spawn more enemies. It's stupid. If you do want to try it, I would definitely recommend it on Switch. Alright. The Legend of Zelda for NES. Next! Okay, fine. I guess I'll say what everyone already knows. It's groundbreaking in terms of open world, gameplay, yada yada. It's the first one with the battery backup for allowing saving the game. It's great, it's fun, it's challenging, yeah, Okay, seriously though. This game obviously deserves a spot on this list. I mean, it's the first Zelda game. I mean, it's nothing compared to the standards of the game nowadays, but this game, alongside the first Mario, single-handedly shaped the entire future of video games from this point on. So yeah, why wouldn't it be on this list? Really? This is number 5? The best game of 2017? The game that won tons of awards for how amazing it is? Yeah. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, as a standalone game, it's a modern masterpiece. All of the gameplay is excellent, and it covers all the flaws found in different Zelda games. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. Well, yeah, of course it's amazing, but let's compare it to some other Zelda games. The lack of items, enemies, and difficulty curve really makes the game slope down on the rating bar for me. It is pretty cool how you can do whatever you want when you want, but that means the game doesn't get any harder. When playing any normal Zelda game, the game gets harder as you get stronger. With this game, the game stays the same difficulty as you get stronger, and I don't like that. Yeah, and there's also no hookshot and no temples, and no, the divine beasts and shrines don't count. And one thing that always bugged me is you don't get anything for beating the divine beasts. I always liked how you got pendants or Triforce pieces, or even medallions from beating the temples. And needing an item in the temple to move on in the game and reach new areas is really missing from the game. I mean, that doesn't make it a bad game. I'm not here to crap on the game. This is a top 10 list. Jeez. All I'm saying is that in terms of what makes a Zelda game and compared to other ones, it kind of lacks a little bit. Let's be honest here. Alright. Who's ready for all the hate? OMG, you think this game better than Skyward Sword? OMG, you think this game is better than Wind Waker? Yeah, I do think it's better. Yeah. Who cares if Hyrule Field is barren? Yeah, there isn't much to do outside of catching Poes and bugs, but I love the scenery. And once you get to a certain point, you can fast travel. So, you barely see it anyways. I love how big this world is. Literally everything is improved on from Ocarina of Time. Better items, better graphics, better horse riding. Okay, I guess not everything is improved. Uh-oh, where's Epona? Hey, Hey, where's my butt? Oh, immaturity. I love it. God, Epona's the hardest f***ing thing to control. What the f***, horse? I love this game, though. I love the wolf mechanic. I love how you see tons of descendants from the older games. I love how the pacing of the game is so urgent and how dire everything seems. And Midna. Oh my gosh, Midna. My favorite character in Zelda besides Link himself. She kicks the ever-loving crap out of Fi, Toddle, Navi, and the King of Red Lions all put together. She has attitude and a personality. Good job, Nintendo. The biggest fault in this game is that I wish Zelda herself had a bigger role in the game. Yeah, she was obviously necessary to the story, but I just felt like she was kind of an afterthought. Like they were just like, oh yeah, we need to make her important in this game. Great game though. The Ganondorf-Ganon fight is one of my favorites. Okay, next. Time for the one that everyone says Twilight Princess tried to duplicate. Majora's Mask actually started out as an expansion for Ocarina of Time, and was the first direct sequel to a Zelda game since 13 years earlier in 1987. Yeah, it was really awesome to see what happened after Zelda sent Link back in time to his child timeline and continue the story. I mean, yeah, Zelda was only involved in a cutscene or two here and there, and there was no Ganon or Ganondorf, but I mean, the game was phenomenally dark and epic, and it was just overall just a great experience for me. There really is no other Zelda out there that has the same urgency and seriousness to make you feel like you're really in danger and the actual world is collapsing. Unlike other games. Splish, splish. Splish, 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 splish. I'm like really happy they decided to make it its own release and its own separate game. I feel like if it was just an expansion, it wouldn't have had nearly as much content and would have really been a letdown to a lot of fans. Plus, look at how awesome this cartridge is. Huh? This isn't number 1? Yeah, it's one of the greatest games of all time, and yes, it is well known for being the best transition into 3D from 2D. But in terms of what it's done for the Zelda franchise as a whole, and what has shaped the future of Zelda games, I'll explain that in the next game. Zelda Ocarina of Time has been placed at the biggest pivot of the Zelda timeline, fanning out the timeline into 3 different alternative realities. Link as an adult after Ganon is defeated, Link being brought back to a child and stopping the events before they happen, and Link dying and hope is lost forever. Wait, what? Link failed? The greatest hero of all time? What is wrong with people? I get that they felt they needed to put that out there, but this is freaking Link we're talking about. Everyone's favorite video game protagonist. How could they let him die? I honestly like this though. They changed up the normal good guy wins for once. They cover what would happen if Link failed. Sure, when you actually play, you don't die and be like, well, that's it. Anyways, I don't think I need to tell you the story of the game, because everyone's played it. And if you haven't, you aren't part of anybody. Play it now! Just kidding, guys. Well, if you didn't pick Ocarina of Time, you have to pick this one, right? Let me now tell you all the reasons why this game is first. It totally shaped the Zelda franchise for the future, and you'd be surprised how much came from A Link to the Past. It's the debut of the Master Sword. It's the first Zelda with alternate worlds or forms. It's the first Zelda with sages. It's the first Lost Woods. It's the first Kakariko music theme. It's the first bow and arrow where you pick up arrows. It's the first fire rod, first mirror shield, hookshot, lanterns, bottles, mushrooms, special gloves, swimming ability. It's even the first Zelda with a spin attack. This game improved on literally everything. It fixed everything people hated about the adventure of Link. Yeah, it didn't have as open of a world, but it was still open enough where you can explore and enjoy the game. Yeah, there are sections you can't get to right away, and the beginning forces you to go to a certain place first. But honestly, that was perfect. It was the perfect amount of open and closed worldness that we needed as gamers. And honestly, I don't think Nintendo has gotten it right since. Well, there you have it. The top 10 best Zelda games of all time. I think that this list will probably stay the same for pretty much the rest of the time, but honestly, I really hope it doesn't. I would love to see Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past be dethroned and have Nintendo really blow us away. So I'm really excited to see what's next for us in the Zelda franchise. We've had some hits, some misses, but I'm really happy where we've come from and where we're going. Before I let you guys go, I want to remind you all that I do live streaming on YouTube literally every single day. You can follow this link right here on the screen or click the link in the description. Also, please join our Discord. You can send me suggestions and talk to me in between videos and live streams and other people that are part of our community. Also, follow me on all social media. You'll find that as well in the description. And we will see you guys next time. Who cares if it's not an adventure game? Would you consider Pokemon Snap a Zelda game? What the frick? I realized that as soon as it came out of my mouth. Okay.